We're going to talk about the Trump tariffs today, how it's impacting crypto. We're going to touch a little bit on the stock market, and we're just going to talk about the TikTok ban, just so many different things happening. Yesterday was a very interesting day in America, and a lot of people are mad, a lot of people are happy, a lot of people are confused. And I want to start off by saying, actually, I want to tell you guys a story. Do you remember back, 2019, 2020, when President Bukele of El Salvador announced at the Bitcoin conference that El Salvador would create a law to legalize Bitcoin as legal tender, that they were going to use 100% geothermal energy to mine Bitcoin, that they were really going to focus on Bitcoin in El Salvador, and everybody thought they were crazy. Everybody attacked President Bukele. Everybody went after him, the IMF, every single country was mad at him. Every single country was mad at him. And as time progressed, we saw a really big shift in El Salvador. We saw a shift in the safety, their economy, and a lot of things in general. Now, am I saying that that President of El Salvador is perfect? Am I saying that he is a wonderful person? Am I saying that he hasn't made mistakes? Am I saying that I agree with all his policies? No. But what I'm saying is that El Salvador was one of these countries that was incredibly desperate, that had a high crime level, that had a lot of issues over there. And they got a young president, and he made a lot of changes, and things ended up working out. And it didn't happen overnight. And El Salvador still gets attacked. But the changes didn't happen overnight, but it ended up being good. Now, we can look at other countries and other things that happen in history where leaders make changes and it ends up being bad. But where we are in America right now is a very scary place. Like in American society, we've got this idea that we just have to keep printing money. We just spend, debt. However, debt is not taught. How to leverage your debt properly isn't taught in schools. Most people don't know how to do that. They just hear that their friend bought, took out a mortgage or second mortgage on their house to buy an Airbnb, and then took another mortgage on that Airbnb, and then bought another one, rinse and repeat. But that's not really how you leverage debt properly. Some people it works out, but some people it doesn't. And the moral of the story is that debt is not necessarily a good thing. However, debt and credit cards and those types of things are absolutely great when most Americans are struggling right now. So most people that are struggling right now, this is not for you. If you are taking debt out to pay for food, shelter, and energy, to take care of your children, and you're not buying luxury items, you're not going out to eat, all those things, this is not for you. If you have debt because you bought a house, this is not for you. If you have debt because you had to take out a loan to buy a car because that was your only option, this is not for you. This is for the people that think it is okay to continuously spend and borrow money when they don't have a pot to piss in. America can't keep going the direction that it's in. Okay. It can't. Yeah. Just print more money. Just print more money, right? No. Also, too, critical thinking is required. Patience is required. People that are getting very agitated about things that are happening in politics, that are happening with the stock market, that are happening in crypto, most of you, if you're somebody that's very, very impatient or gets super, super emotional, you're not a good investor. And this is not meant to say anything negative, rude, or mean. This is just simply me telling you the truth. If you're not someone who can be patient, if you're not somebody who look both sides of a situation, say, these are the pros and these are the cons, that's problematic. And you're going to do incredibly poorly in crypto. Very, very, very poorly. So I wanted to get that out of the way because on this channel, we use critical thinking. We use our mind. I don't want you guys to agree with me. I do not want you guys to agree with me. I actually appreciate the people that disagree with me in the chat, but do it in a respectful manner because we are all here to learn. We are all here to improve our quality of life. And the best way that we can do that is by asking questions and having discussions and disagreeing about things. And back to the tariffs. We're going to cover the tariffs. We're going to cover what's happening and potentially what some of this means. But at the same time, we have done the same thing in America so long, just printing money and creating debt and basically giving money to other countries, over consuming. We've done it for a long time. And now we have a change. Now we have tariffs. This could either work out incredibly well or it could work out incredibly poorly. However, I'm the type of person that when there's a problem, I like to find solutions for that problem, even if I'm wrong, even if I fail, even if I fall flat on my face. Why? Because if you don't try to change behavior, it's going to stay the same. It's going to stay stagnant. And if you take chances and it ends up succeeding and you end up succeeding, that's awesome. If you end up failing, it sucks, but you pick yourself back up and you restart. And I know it's a hard topic to talk about because the economy is in such shambles, but we are in a recession. 100% we're in a recession. America's a mess right now. So we need to do something different. So at this time, the tariffs don't bother me. Is it going to be hard for a while? Yes. Are people going to really have to reevaluate their lifestyles? Yes. Does it suck? Yes. Do we deserve this? No. No, because we elected people that we thought were going to come into office and do a better job, but they didn't. So we need to figure out how to get ourselves out of this mess. And unfortunately, this might be the way, or it might fail horribly. So let's go ahead and get into it. Also, welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto every single day. To get more, make sure you subscribe, set alerts, because I drop a lot of content on YouTube, a lot of stuff. But we got to give a shout out to our channel members here, and shout out to my TikTok babe, shout out to Callie, shout out to everybody there. You guys, we have a new member. We're gonna call them L. Leski. Give a big round of applause to Leski. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. Good morning to Queen, to Mr. R, to Eric Burt, and everybody else. I also have a poll at the top. Do you support tariffs? 69% of you, giggity. Do support tariffs. 37% do not support tariffs. And it is what it is. We can disagree with each other. We might not even have enough gold. That would suck. Yeah, this is the thing. We do not know how much gold we have. We don't know how much gold we have. Also, shout out to Stray Dog and BMO. They show up every day. All right, let's get into it. We're going to go ahead and talk about the tariffs first, and then we'll get into the current state of the market. So these are all of the countries that we have tariffs on. And it has tariffs charged to the U.S., USA discounted reciprocal tariffs. So it looks like all of these are reciprocal. What does that mean? Generally, reciprocal means that you do something to me, I'm going to do something to you. So this is what we got going on. And people are mad about it. Is it going to increase costs for Americans in some areas? Yes. Do things happen overnight? No. But at the same time, we need a change. This is not working. America is not working right now. It's extremely broken. So those are what the tariffs are thus far. So Trump imposed tariffs on 185 countries, one of the largest in U.S. history. He signed an executive order establishing reciprocal tariffs on trading partners. Also imposed a 10% baseline tariff on all imports from all countries. Tariffs will be set around half the rate that U.S. trade partners impose on American goods. So it's half the rate on what they're imposing on us. For example, if China currently applies 67% tariff on U.S. imports, the U.S. will respond with a 34% import on Chinese products. Trump also announced a 25% on all car imports. So I'm going to have to go get myself a couple cars this weekend. I wanted to get some cars at the end of the year, but I don't want to get hit with those tariffs. So to me, this seems fair. Again, and I'm not an expert on tariffs. Why am I not an expert on tariffs? Because I'm not. I don't want to be. Because I think that the stock market, and I feel like the government, and I feel like all of everything, U.S. going to high inflation so bad. We already have inflation. It's already high. It's already high as it is. Okay? It's already high. And this was before tariffs. I don't want to be a tariff expert. I think all of it's a big Ponzi. And I think crypto Ponzi sometimes, but crypto levels the playing field out with projects like Compound and Aave with DeFi. Okay. We'll get into that in a little bit. Now, make sure y'all smash a like too. So to me, on the surface, reciprocal tariffs seem fair. Is it fair? I don't know. Next story over here. My computer's slow. So this is from Kobelski letter. Reciprocal tariffs are officially here. President just announced that tariffs are okay. We talked about that. S&P futures raised $2 trillion of market cap in under 15 minutes. So basically in this thread, they're talking about what's happened and what's going on with the stock market. People are freaking out. So how tariffs work. Baseline 10% tariff on all imports starts April 5th. So it doesn't even start today. It starts on the 5th. So basically we're going to start to see changes in the market between the 5th and Monday. Reciprocal tariffs will be half of what the country was charged to the U.S. China's 34%. EU gets 20%. China and EU starts effective April 9th. Hold on a second. So the economic impacts, according to this letter, is that tariff rates are higher than World War II levels, expected 1.5% reduction in U.S. GDP growth. Trump aims to generate $600 billion per year from tariffs, may achieve only half. Exemptions and surprises. This one's an important one because remember the whole tariff crap started with Canada and Mexico. And guess what? There's no tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and Russia for now. I'm going to come back to this in a second. So copper, semiconductors, lumber, pharmaceuticals are all tariff exempt. Tax cuts incoming. Trump promised historic tax cuts without touching Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and that, I support that. However, there's a lot of fraud that goes on with Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. So just as long as they fix that, that's fine. I'm a firm believer that you help people that are in underserved communities to an extent, and you help the elderly, you help the disabled, and you make sure your children thrive. And there's quite a few children, elderly, disabled, that are on Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. However, I do think that people should have a limit into how much aid and whatnot they get. That's for regular people. This is not talking about kids, elderly, veterans, and disabled. Okay, we've got to take care of our own. Trade deficit surge. U.S. trade deficit hit over $300 billion in 2 months. More record deficits expected before tariffs take effect. So one of the things I wanted to go back on, no tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and Russia for now. Now, why don't we have tariffs on those places? Shout out to John Legend. John Legend became a channel member of the O Show, Everything Crypto Every Single Day. We love John. Thank you so much. Okay, now let's talk about this. My personal opinion, a lot of these tariffs don't start until the 5th, which is Saturday, and then some Monday. So why is this happening? Well, maybe Trump's using this as a negotiation tactic. Maybe countries have time to respond. Remember all the back and forth that happened with China and Mexico? So maybe these tariffs were announced and countries have time to respond and say, hey, we'll do X, Y, and Z and negotiate. See, Trump's a businessman. Again, I'm very much trying to read between the lines here. What happened? I could be 100% wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. But when you have somebody that understands business effectively and knows how to grift ethically or legally within the constraints of the law, you have somebody that's good at negotiations and good at communicating. So if you are able to negotiate properly, some of these countries might bend. So that's why I'm not really pressed about this yet, because they're not even active. This was just announced. Right? So I don't know. That's my kind of opinion on it. And yeah, it's going to impact the stock market. The stock market's a Ponzi. The stock market is a tool for companies, for accredited investors, for institutions, for public servants, for people, all of the ivory towers, to come together in insider trade and make as much money as illegally as possible within the constraints of the law, or legally as possible within the constraints of the law. That's what they do. And that's why crypto matters, because crypto is a derivative of the stock market, but it's for everyone. You get equal access. And the harder you study, the more money you make. I don't know who this person is. Well, this is Cozy the Caller, but basically they said, I don't know if this is accurate or not, so we're going to stay away from this tweet. But this one right here, this is from Charles G. Top Wall Street executives warned the Trump White House that tariff plan could stroke massive pain in terms of stagflation, at least until trade deals can be reached. It's the biggest existential threat to the Trump presidency. And this is from Charles, and this is his latest report from New York Post. And we'll see what happens. But again, Canada and Mexico are exempt from the tariffs for now, reciprocal tariffs for now. And again, this is because they're probably going to be negotiating. And this is what the stock market looked like yesterday. The S&P dumped 1.3 trillion in 4 minutes. Welcome. We do this in crypto all the time. The stock, and it ended with the stock market losing approximately $2 trillion in value due to imposed tariffs. So good people were selling and dumping their stocks. Now, this is from my buddy Hotep Jesus, my big brother. Trump's tariffs are brilliant. Dollar is down, means cheaper prices. Less imports equal trade surplus. Endgame, economic recovery long term. Hold your horses, folks. America has gone down before and it goes up. If you know, you know. And over here, he's explaining this. Point one explained. If the dollar drops from $1 to equal, or if the dollar drops from 1 USD equals 1 EUR to 1 USD equals 0.9 EUR, a European buyer can now get $1 worth of US goods for just under 0.9 euros instead of €1. This effectively lowers the price of US exports in foreign markets. Foreign demand for US products could rise as a result. This is basic supply and demand. Basic supply and demand. Also, here's a clip from Hotep that we are going to play. This is him on Gut. Actually, I don't know if I could play this. Let me hear what he says, because sometimes he says a bad word. Okay, we'll play it. It's not very bad. It's not very bad. But Hotep's bad. He said that stuff sometimes. We had a podcast together for a long time. Love him, my big brother. All right, so this is him on Gutfield. I'm talking about Liberation Day. He says, I explained Trump's Liberation Day tariffs in less words on Gutfield last night. 25 seconds.
It just comes back to the fact that Democrats don't understand economics. Because if you look at the moves that Trump is making right now, these are great economic recovery moves. So if you study economics, you know something about the Marshall-Lerner principle. And basically what you got to do is you got to decrease the value of your currency and create a surplus in trade. And in that way, you start to create some economic recovery. So because these guys don't understand economics, they're mad at Trump. It just comes.
I love critical thinking and I love opposing views. I really, really, really do. And I appreciate Hotep going on and speaking on this so freely. And again, he wrote a book on all of this. He wrote a book on economics and money and all kinds of stuff. You should go read it. He's a very, very intelligent person. And I always ask him questions when I don't know. And the thing about Hotep, he's somebody I would never want to debate ever. He's incredibly smart and he's incredibly articulates very well. And he's not someone I would want to debate ever. Do I agree with everything he says? No, I do not. But I do like that take. I do like that take. Now, let's get into some of the crypto news. Or actually some of the market. So this is what the market looks like right now. It looks like absolute butt, like booty hole. But guess what? The entire stock market does. Everything was bad. On the weekly, I have no idea what the heck EOS is doing or what WAL is. I think WAL is a meme coin. But EOS is up. Shout out to EOS community. But everything is down. Everything is down. Now, what is Bitcoin doing? Well, apparently gold hit a new all-time high yesterday. Bitcoin is kind of stuck around $81,000. The fact that we had such negative news yesterday regarding tariffs, shout out to Chuck Flea for the $2 super chat. I appreciate it. Make sure y'all smash the like too. But Bitcoin actually broke below $80,000 a little bit ago. Printed a red dot on market cipher, meaning that number can continue to go down. We do have more support at about $76,000 we can essentially watch. And we could, trade between $70,000 $75,000. I'm not mad about it. I'm excited about it. I want the market to go down as much as possible before we absolutely take off because I want to buy more crypto. The cryptos that I'm looking to add to my portfolio, Aave and Link. I might add more Solana, depending. I might add more Cardano, depending. But I really, 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 really like a lot of the stuff made in the USA. And I like Aave and I like Link. So Bitcoin's looking negative. Not a big deal. Could let it drop. But the fact that we had such a gnarly announcement yesterday and we were up at 88 and currently trading at 82, that's not really bad at all. Really, really bad. We've had worse candles before. We're still above $80,000. That's pretty phenomenal if you ask me. Now, it does look like we are going to break down and possibly kiss 80,000 with Bitcoin. Ethereum looks like absolute trash. Really, the bottom area for Ethereum is 1,500, so we'll see what happens with that. But Ethereum really needs to sustain above 1,700. I'm not exactly sure if we are going to do that or not, because Ethereum is not doing really great. However, Trump and BlackRock are invested heavily, or Trump affiliate products are invested heavily in Ethereum, so I'm not really going to Ethereum should be fine. But who knows, So Ethereum's not looking super great. Hopefully we hold on to support. If not, we're going to 1,500. Solana is going to hit 106. That's where it's looking like we're going to hit. And if we break down below $97, SUI is holding pretty strong, consolidating at about $2.19. Pretty nice price action over here. XRP, incredibly well. Hopefully we sustain $2, but it is looking like we may fall to 177. We'll see what happens with that. Link is at 1250. I'm very, very excited. I will be buying more. So hopefully we let this dump a little bit. I'd love to get some at $10. Where is Aave? Aave's at 149. Ooh, we broke down below support. Hopefully we could hit to 123. I would be very, very happy about that. What the heck? Oh. People always send me impersonator stuff, and I appreciate it, guys, but I don't really care because there's nothing I can do about it. Anyways, I know Vitalik is busy playing with dogs and whatnot. Also, to you guys, we Femex has a deal right now, and they also have their Meme X, which you could trade meme coins on there if you want. If you want to use my ref link, it's down below, and you get $20 just for signing up, and they're giving up to, I think, $2,000 for signing up and trading and hitting different milestones. So if you're interested in an exchange, great. Not your keys, not your coins. Read the terms of services, and you don't really need to use leverage if you don't want to. And if you're just somebody who wants to use a spot exchange, I would love VET. Those are all good picks. I like it. XRP, HBAR, VET, and Link. You like those. But if you're interested in using, you just want to use a different exchange, crypto.com, I got a link below. We both get $50. There's that. All right. Shout out to TikTok. You guys are killing it over there. All right, let's get back into the news. Okay. So this is JP Morgan.
Don't understand economics. Because if you look at the moves that Trump is making right now, these are great.
JP Morgan. What the hell? My computer is like, I need to do something. It's running so slow. There we go. All right. So JP Morgan says Bitcoin's digital gold narrative is under pressure, highlights gold's strength in debasement trade. Of course, JP Morgan has something negative to say. Okay. Of course. Of course. So analysts say that Bitcoin's digital gold narrative is weakening as gold demand surges. Gold hit $3,100 per ounce this year, benefiting from debasement trade, helping hedge against inflation and fiat weakness. Bitcoin underperformed in 2024 due to higher volatility in correlation with tech stocks. Bitcoin ETFs saw outflows while gold ETFs had inflows in February and March. Bitcoin futures turned negative since mid-January. Gold futures remain stable. This is my thought process regarding gold versus Bitcoin. I think that they're both good to have. I think it's good to hedge. However, when we're talking about gold, gold is a finite asset. Bitcoin is a finite asset. Gold can be tracked 24/7, 365. Okay. Gold could be tracked 24/7, 365. Shout out to Rain Man for the $2 super chat. Rand Paul is trying to stop tariffs. But we don't really know how much gold we have. And I think a lot of the people that are investing in gold right now, they're from the older generation. They don't necessarily understand how Bitcoin works. And I think if they understood how Bitcoin worked, they might want to use that as another hedge. So to me, that's not problematic. I don't have an issue with that at all. It's just kind of what's going on with the market right now. Yeah, I don't really have an issue with it. I don't. Now we got to give a shout out to Brave. So we are partnered with Brave. The partnership we have is we just shill each other's content. So if you guys are not using Brave as a privacy browser, I highly recommend them. It allows you to privately search. They have a built-in AI assistant. They have firewall. They have VPN, and they have an ad blocker. Brave blocks third-party ads on every website. That's video ads, search ads, and social media ads, and more. Built-in security on default, switching is easy, save data, time, battery, all kind of stuff, and privacy. Privacy does matter, especially with all the crazy stuff that's happening in the world. If you want to use Brave, I highly recommend you use it. We've got a QR code up there and the link down below. They're pretty awesome. And plus you get to earn BAT when you do stuff, which is their native token. So that's good for them. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. Next. Oh, Brave Wallet also added shielded support for Zcash transactions with today's desktop update. So if you like Zcash, cool. Let's talk about Avalanche. Avalanche will skyrocket and outperform Bitcoin by end of 2029, Standard Charter. Standard Charter is always given some crazy stuff, crazy stuff. But they're basically saying that Standard Charter says Bitcoin could hit 500,000 by 2029. Avalanche could hit 250. So basically they're saying the bull runs over. Interesting. They said Avalanche's unique layer one scaling approach could drive adoption price, and they're projecting it to hit $55 in 2025, $100 in 2026, $150 in 2027, and $200 in 2028. That's not how crypto works. Not how crypto works. It's like they're saying that price is going to continue and go up. That's not how crypto works. We have bear markets. Everything's dumps. But they are saying that the Avalanche Etna upgrade introduces lower costs, improves scaling. Also, we got a story about TikTok. So Zoop and HBAR Foundation submit late-stage bid for TikTok acquisition. I did a short video for you guys yesterday about it, but I want to cover it again. So as most of you know, TikTok ban is kind of almost here, getting close. And there's bidders like Amazon and Oracle. Amazon acquiring TikTok is bad because TikTok is a direct competitor of Amazon with TikTok Shop. But Zoop is a new startup that's led by OF founder Tim Stokely. And they partnered with HBAR Foundation to bid on TikTok. And they want to reward creators and communities more directly. And Trump will review proposals before ByteDance's April 5th deadline. Failure to sell could result in a U.S. ban on TikTok due to national security concerns. The thing, though, I want to say, despite OF and despite what people say about it, I don't support, like, that's not for me. I would not be an OF creator as far as that goes. You know, I wouldn't. I don't shame other people for what they do just as long as it's consensual. But I will say, OF does truly understand. Truly understand the creator economy. And the fact that they're partnering with a crypto company to do this, HBAR Foundation, that's focusing on AI and DeFi and, oh my God, what's the other? An RWA, real world assets. So we got a company that excels and makes an F ton of money with the creator economy that knows exactly how it works. And that's what TikTok is. And then you have a Web3 company, HBAR Foundation, that focuses on AI and DeFi and RWAs coming into play and all other kinds of stuff too. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I don't know. I think that's kind of cool. I think it can be definitely set up for success. Can you imagine if the bot problem went away? Because they use Hedera hashgraph to verify profiles and verify people as far as, because they have public, they do stuff with public and privately on and whatnot. They're just a story that came out with them yesterday regarding working with one of the traditional financial firms, I believe, I think, and again, I'm sorry if I butchered this, and utilizing a private blockchain. Just saying. I'm for it. I like it. PayPal. PayPal activates native Solana and Chainlink support for users in U.S. territories. So they expanded their crypto offerings to include Solana and Chainlink within the U.S. and associated territories. Previously, Sol and Link were only accessible on the payment processor through MoonPay partnership. I think that's awesome. Again, Chainlink, when I'm done with the stream, I'm going to buy more Chainlink. I will. Chainlink is one of those projects that will continue to do well, in my opinion. Cardano Foundation. They introduced Veridan, an open source identity wallet and platform. It's now live on iOS and Android. It puts you in control of your digital identity with secure, verifiable credentials and privacy preserving infrastructure. And this is a Cardano project. I like it. I think it's cool. Interesting. But it says it focuses on control, privacy, and security and will be an optional trust layer for the Cardano blockchain. Okay. This is probably the biggest news over here is the SEC. So the SEC has a closed meeting today. They have a closed meeting today at 2 p.m. ET. And there's a lot of rumors going on that there's speculation going on that this could be about, the XRP is speculating that this could be about the Ripple lawsuit. So they're speculating that the Ripple versus SEC case will be discussed and it will finally be over. What do you guys think? I don't know. Next, we've got the Stablecoin Act. And that's not financial advice for you to buy Link. So let's talk about the Stablecoin Act that's happening. It's just a CBDC Act. But anyways, both the Senate and Genius Act, House Stablecoin Act have passed out of their respective communities. It sets rules for stablecoins requiring transparency on reserves. Another stablecoin bill, the Genius Act, passed the Senate committee in March. Next step, both bills await full floor debates and votes in the White House Senate. We got something about Sergi here, but it's too long. I don't feel like listening to it. But basically, Sergi is talking about the Stablecoin Act, and we can listen to it. We'll put on 2-speed for you guys. We'll put it on 2-speed. I like Chainlink.
I personally think that once there's clear guidance on how stablecoins can be made, how they can be used, they'll become more and more ubiquitous as a form of payment. And as there's more and more value in stablecoins to buy digital assets, like tokenized funds, tokenized equities, tokenized commodities, tokenized real estate, tokenized whatever, that is very positive for the industry as a whole because the stablecoin total user base and the stablecoin private keys and the stablecoin total amount out there in existence represents the total purchasing power for all the other assets that you would ever want to have bought from you in fiat currency. So if the total purchasing power and the total user base is a few million keys with a few hundred billion in purchasing power, that's one market into which you would issue a tokenized piece of real estate or a tokenized digital asset about funds or equities or commodities. However, if there's a few hundred million private keys markets with a few trillion in US dollars that can purchase those assets. That's a very different market. So we actually, as an industry, want as many people as possible to have stablecoins, and we want them to start spending them, not just on cryptocurrency related things. We want them to start spending them on the types of financial products that we want more of in our industry, namely tokenized funds, tokenized commodities, tokenized equity, tokenized real estate, and other tokenized things. And so if you get to the next threshold of stablecoin adoption and ubiquity, you actually create, I think, a virtuous cycle where the market size, the purchasing power of everyone who has a stablecoin becomes large enough to push the digital asset issuance side of our market to create more good financial products, which then gives even more people a reason to get a stablecoin because they want to access those products. So that's the virtuous cycle that we all want to see, and that this legislation can massively help accelerate.
That's from Mr. Sergi himself. Sorry, guys. I got to send a call link to the people. For some reason. Hold on, honey. I got a really important call today. Like really, really, really important. Copy link. Hold on. Like super, super important call. Like if this goes through, be crazy. Okay. Can crypto adoption replace Fed Reserve notes? Yeah, it can. It can. It can. So that's Sergi. So that's why I'm going to go buy more Link. But you guys do you, babes. You do you. Next. My computer's so annoying. The U.S. Financial Service Commission is a thing, you guys. They're saying that they're going to pass anti-surveillance, CBDC, and all kinds of stuff. I don't believe them. I don't believe them. I'm very, very weary of that. Very, very weary of the anti-CBDC thing. So it was introduced by Tom Emmer. It aims to prevent the use of CBDCs for monetary policy. Emmer argues CBDCs are government-controlled programmable money. That's what a stablecoin is. That can infringe on privacy in the free market. Concerns over privacy and financial surveillance have driven the bill, and Democratic lawmakers criticized the bill as anti-innovation. They warn it could harm U.S. financial leadership. Also, Paul Atkins advances through the Senate Banking Committee to be the next SEC chair. That's exciting. He will be nominated for 2 terms. One ends in 2026, another for 2031. Full Senate vote expected soon, and Liz Warren raises concerns about him, even though because of his ties to SBF and Elon, even though she actually worked for, or Sam's parents worked for her. Yeah. Well, that's the show for today. Thank you. I feel nice today. I feel nice. Oh, do you guys want a fit check? I'm gonna show you anyways. Okay. So this shirt I actually just got from Amazon because it's a cotton shirt and I wanted a nice cotton one that was like a little bit longer, because one I have is a short one and Lo doesn't like me to show my tummy, so I bought longer shirts, even though it's like this much. And then these are Levi's. These I actually bought from Amazon. They're like $20. So I got some Levi's like this. So we're wearing those today. But anyways, I got to get going. I'm sending you guys love and light, and I'm going to put a video out for you guys. It's 2 p.m. PST, so watch out for that. Anyways, I'll chat with you soon. I got to get on this call. It's actually really important to call. And if it goes through, I'll end up letting you know what's going on. Anyway, sending y'all love and light.